To coordinate with the garland that's going over the baptismal door, I need a wreath on the baptismal doors, and it needed to be quite large, and they just don't make 3-foot wreaths that I've been able to find. So I ordered this ring, which is actually I think a 3-foot, I think they call it an embroidery hoop, but it doesn't have the other piece that would snap it closed, so I don't really know why they would call it that, but that's what it's called. And then at Hobby Lobby I got this stuff, which is, I don't know, just says floral. It's 9 foot long. It was $10, and I'm going to be real close to meeting here, but it'll be fine because I can cover, I can make sure this side is where I have a lot of the flowers, so I don't think it'll be noticed that I'm a couple of inches shy here. I'm just using green floral wire. I'm not rounding it like this because I want some thickness. I want some thickness to it. So that's why I'm kind of leaving it flat right now. And I will tie this off. Place I ordered it from was Memphis Net and Twine Company. And this is the same stuff that I used on the garland. On the other garland, I used this garland. I have 3 though, instead of just 2, because I want it to be very, very full. And to wire this on, I will use the fabric coated floral stems. I'm not going to worry about cutting that stem off. I just need to make sure that I have all my branches outward first. I'm not going to worry about the fact that it's twisted on here from the front side, because you're never going to see all of this by the time I finish. So I will go all the way around, tying this garland off, and then the next one and the next one. And when I tie the next ones, I will alternate so that I've got a leaf in this space and in this space and in this space and so forth. That was 3 garlands. I actually would have bought a 4th the other day, but they didn't have it, so I'm going to see if I can make do. If it doesn't look full enough, and when they get another one in, I can actually just unwrap the individual pieces and hot glue them in. What I'm doing now is continuing to add greenery. I'm using these ferns. They come in groups of 3, but I can even cut them smaller if I want to. Right now I'm just doing 3 and kind of just bending them, finding a place that looks empty to insert, and then I'll come back and hot glue. My glue gun is heating up right now. The idea here is to get it nice and full and green looking. I still want the area, I still want it airy. I'm also keeping track on this one exactly how much I am spending, or how much it's costing. I'm not spending it, I'm getting reimbursed, but I thought it might be interesting and helpful maybe for somebody else to know how much it costs. But now when I shop, I always make sure I'm either using a coupon, or like when I go to Hobby Lobby, I wait to get the floral stuff until it's on sale. And the floral stuff, when it goes on sale, is 50% off. But like fall, if it's labeled fall, it's 40% off all the time. The ferns are in. And actually, I bought all the fern they had. You got to get what you can when you're there, and I may have to go back and get more because it does help to make it bushier. Now I'm adding in these faux birch sticks from Michael's. I only have 5 of them, but I have real birch that is coming, which is also what I used in the garland that I had to order from Willow's and More. And I keep saying birch, willow, not birch. So when it will be the last thing I add in, just like I added in on the garland, I added the more of the real birch after the fact. So right now I'm just going to go around with this and just kind of tie it in all the way around. Well, it was back to Hobby Lobby this morning. I haven't finished putting in all these faux willow branches yet, but I wanted to see if they had another garland because this still just wasn't thick enough for me, and they did not have one, but they had the individual branches, which is even better because I can hot glue them in instead of having to wire them. They also had 2 more stems of ferns, so I'm going to add those in now, and it was all 50% off, of course. Well, this is where I'm at right now. I had to hang it up back here on my back porch. The flowers are not hot glued in yet. I've just been setting them in there because that's how I kind of do the first part, is just to see how I want to arrange it. This is going to be a little different. My plan is to kind of fill up the flowers to, kind of in here. And then I've got a lot of other drapey type stuff that I'm going to be adding in and adding across the top that's very light and airy. And then the final thing, when my real willow gets here, probably next week sometime, will be to add the real willow in to give it more definition, other than just these fake willow branches. And so far, with just the wreath without the flowers, I'm at $101 and some change. The flowers are what bumps it up to make it quite a bit more expensive. But I'm just going to have to sit down in front of it here, start taking those flowers out and putting them back in, hot gluing them where I think they're going to look the best, and then I'll just continue. I'm now back inside, and I have just a little bit more I want to do. I went back to Hobby Lobby, And I got the rest of these little branches that they had, which was just 2. I would have liked to have had 3, but the reason I did that is twofold. After taking pictures of the project, which is a good idea because especially with something this large, it's really hard to see up close. And I noticed that this area right here looks too thin, so I need to add some more. In addition to that, down here in the bottom, it's pretty compacted looking, and I want it a little more airy, so I'm going to be sticking just a few in there. Oh, and I also need to go grab the ferns. I got a couple of more ferns for it as well. All right, turn this back around to the center here.